Hello Leo, welcome to your reading. Hope you're all well. It's the 11th of January 2026. I'm going to do a general tarot read for you guys and see what you've got going on. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. So what do we have going on for Leo in life, love, work, finances, family and in general? Let's have a look for Leo. Okay. Justice in reverse, the Empress in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. All major arcanas straight off for you, Leo. So, something's not fair, not balanced, possibly not had some sort of outcome that was favourable. Could also talk about something within yourself that you need to serve justice on, that's imbalanced or not fair to yourself or others. The Empress in reverse, again, stuck, blocked, no growth, possibly not looking after yourself enough, not kind of investing in yourself enough, looking after yourself, neglecting yourself, sort of not nurturing yourself. The Chariot in reverse, again, a very stuck energy, slow energy, but could also be an impulsive energy with no direction, going too fast, being too impulsive about something. The Wheel of Fortune, a change, some sort of change, some sort of major change that stopped you in your tracks, or that's been unfair, or that's taken something away from you, or left you feeling in a place of blockage, not feeling very good in yourself perhaps. Let's see what these could all be about. So some sort of turning point or change here that's kind of shook you up a little bit perhaps. Justice in reverse energy. Why is it here for Leo? Seven of Cups in the upright. Options, choices, imagination, having lots of choices, lots of options, letting your imagination run wild, feeling all sorts of things. Emotions might be a bit unbalanced, all over the place. Hang on a moment. Sorry, just had to ask my boy to keep it down a little bit. So yeah, weighing up options, mixed feelings, sort of up and down feelings about something. But weighing something up, balancing the scales on something. Something that's possibly confusing or out of balance. The Empress. Why is she here for Leo in reverse energy? Two of Wands in reverse. No direction, no progress, no vision, not going forward. Could also be about... Two of Wands is sometimes, and it's about travel, but this is in its reverse energy, so not moving forward, or going round in circles about something. The Chariot, why is it here for Leo in reverse energy? Ten of Wands, feeling tired, burdened, something's a weight on your shoulders and it's keeping you stuck. The weight is keeping you stuck, it's keeping you held down, but you're kind of moving with it or trying to carry it, but it's kind of not doing you much good. Holding on to something, perhaps you need to let something go in order to lighten the weight, lighten the load. The Wheel of Fortune, Why is it here for Leo? What does Leo need to know about the Wheel of Fortune? Okay. That flipped over. I'm going to take that as an extra, and I'm going to take the next card, the Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor. The Three of Swords just flipped over in its reverse energy. Now that's about, again, it could be about recovery and healing over some sort of pain, but it's also about resisting pain, resisting facing something, resisting accepting something, resisting just shutting oneself off from a pain, a loss, perhaps a separation or a heartbreak over something, but not dealing with that, not accepting it, not kind of resolving it and moving on from it. The Wheel of Fortune had the Emperor. Hang on, let me just clarify the Three of Swords in its reverse form. Why is it here for Leo? Yeah, Nine of Cups. Sorry, the Eight of Cups in its reverse energy. So the Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor came out for the Wheel of Fortune. So that is a sudden making a decision about something, getting into your authoritative power here. No nonsense, kind of making a decision, and that decision is final. And perhaps that is the turning point, the change here. You or someone or a situation has changed, and it's an authoritative, no nonsense, sudden, complete, firm and final change in something that's kind of brought all this on. The Eight of Cups in reverse, again, is about holding on to something that we need to really walk away from. It's kind of that resisting, you know, which is a perfect card to come out for the Three of Swords in reverse, because again, it's about holding on to baggage, holding on to past emotions or resentment or situations that you just, it's kind of keeping you stuck, that you need to release, move on from in order to move forward. And perhaps you're at the point of doing that, because there's the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor. So maybe you have made a decision to move forward, away from something, let something go, accept something, move on from it, release the burden somehow, or perhaps you're still needing to do that. So the Seven of Cups. Why is the Seven of Cups here for Leo? Two of Swords in reverse. Again, indecision, not making a decision, not refusing to make a decision because you're not sure which way to go, which decision to make. You're kind of avoiding it. You're kind of stuck, blinded, confused, and it's some inner sort of turmoil about making a decision here that you can't seem to make, don't want to make, resistant, refusal, kind of not dealing with this, not going to look at it, even though I might see the reality of something, I'm just going to pretend that I don't see it. Two of Wands in reverse energy. Why is it here for Leo? There's that Eight of Cups again, now in its upright energy. That talks about, again, moving on, letting go, personal growth, but you've got it in the reverse and the upright here. So it's going back and forth about a decision, about walking away from something here, moving on, letting go, letting something go, letting it rest, letting it, you know. And that's the struggle here. It's this struggle with regards to moving on from something, letting something go, and you're kind of stuck. possibly in a cycle of going back and forth about this, moving on, then coming back to it, and just very, very stuck. So the Ten of Wands, why is it here for Leo? Why is the Ten of Wands here for Leo? The Knight of Swords, determination, charging ahead. Perhaps you and the Emperor here, perhaps you are determined to try and move on from this, try and overcome this, trying to get into this decisive energy of you know, moving forward, not being stuck, not being held by it, not going round and round in a circle. But you're kind of struggling to get to that point, or perhaps you've just come to this point of kind of untrapping yourself and being decisive and kind of being assertive, powerful, confident, and kind of making a decision to move on here. The Emperor, why is the Emperor here for Leo? Yeah, there's the Six of Swords. Moving on. This is such a heavy energy of transitions, endings, letting go, moving forward. Moving on from the past and going towards the future. That's one that just fell out there. Page of Swords. I'm going to put him there. I'm going to put him there because I'm not, he just sort of, so the Page of Swords, that's perhaps receiving some sort of communication or information that allows you to move forward in one way or the other, or just some movement. Perhaps you've received, I don't know, a telephone call or communication from someone, or information about a situation that you've kind of been stuck or held in. Could also be that you or someone's watching for some sort of information or news. Or you could have received some sort of positive good news that's allowed you to move forward here in some way, some sort of confirmation, clarification that's allowed you to sort of move. So the Page of Swords, why is he here for Leo? Just going to get a couple on the Page of Swords. There's that Wheel of Fortune again, and the King of Cups in reverse. So yeah, the Wheel of Fortune twice, the King of Cups. So something, you've received some sort of information, communication, clarification that's kind of allowed you to make a movement here forward, or just to make some sort of movement on something that you was very stuck in. But the King of Cups here in the reverse, that's kind of emotionally up and down, not completely happy about this perhaps. Also emotionally detached, or that's allowed you to emotionally detach from this, or it's leaving you a little bit up and down in your emotions, in your feelings, or confused, or not sure. Okay, had another one just flip out onto the floor. So the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Now, I didn't ask for clarification on the King of Cups, so I'm just going to take that as another extra. So the Six of Pentacles in reverse. That's a one-sided, unfair, unbalanced kind of energy. Where, sorry, excuse me, I've got a bit of a sore neck this morning. Where one is giving too much to something, or paying too much, investing too much, or investing too much of their time, their efforts, with very little reward in return. Can talk about greed, selfishness, being exploited, someone being ungrateful, or you feeling ungrateful, or someone being rather stingy, not giving much, you know, maybe stingy with finances, or stingy with their time, or just not very giving. Someone's giving a lot and someone's not giving anything back. That's a very one-sided, unbalanced energy there. So tell me more about the Six of Pentacles in reverse and why it flipped out for Leo. It's one from the top and one from the bottom. The Eight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So the Eight of Wands is a very forward, very fast energy of action here. Or rapid sort of action, communication, travel. And so there's been something here that's created some sort of change, some sort of movement in a very sort of decisive, fast way. Perhaps something that you've talked about or learned that's really allowed this sudden change, perhaps moving on from a situation, or something that's just decided for you that no, this is it now, this is the moment of kind of moving on from this, transitioning. But the Queen of Pentacles in reverse can also talk about being dependent on a situation, a codependency, kind of holding on to something, being possessive of something that you don't want to let go of, that you don't want to give away. So some quite conflicting up and down energies here. The Eight of Cups in its reverse energy. Why is it here for Leo? Again, Four of Cups. Depending on something for emotional fulfillment here. It's possibly this is, I'm surprised the Devil hasn't come out yet, but I'm getting this air of kind of codependency, depending on something or someone for some sort of emotional fulfillment, or kind of not being able to move on from something because you're kind of depending on it to bring you some sort of happiness, fulfillment here, and not wanting to kind of let that go. So let's keep going and try and get some further clarification on perhaps specifically what this is or what it's to do with. Excuse me. Tell me about the, well, let's start at the beginning of wherever that beginning was, because we started here and now we're kind of all over here. So tell me about the King of Cups in his reverse energy. Why is the King of Cups here for Leo in reverse energy? Strength in reverse. That's kind of a lack of strength, courage, self-doubt, some sort of weakness, or feeling weak, or feeling overpowered by something. And again, that can come from that energy of dependency that I've picked up on, leaving you feeling unbalanced and somewhat weak, somewhat held, somewhat consumed perhaps, not feeling like you have the inner strength to kind of break free from this. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Why is she here from before Leo? Justice in reverse again. So feeling like there's some sort of unfairness here again, or some sort of lack of accountability. Someone hasn't been you know, they haven't been taken account for their actions. They haven't been held accountable, or you need to be held accountable for something, or some sort of dishonesty, or you feel like it's some sort of punishment, or someone feels like they're being punished in some way. Two of Swords. Why is it here for Leo in its reverse energy? Queen of Cups in the upright. trying to remain balanced, or emotionally trying to remain compassionate, calm, loving, but also could be a case of keeping your feelings all to yourself, keeping a lid on it, kind of hiding the true nature of how you're really feeling, not wanting to accept and sort of accept the feelings and let them out. It can also be about repressing emotions and feelings and keeping it all kind of built up, avoiding kind of facing some sort of feelings or emotions. Eight of Cups. Why is it here for Leo in its upright energy? It's here twice. What does Leo need to know about the Eight of Cups? Three of Pentacles in reverse. Again, there's that one-sided kind of energy of not being on the same page, not being on the same team, having some sort of conflict somewhere, feeling like you're working alone on something, or someone's not kind of doing their fair share, or communicating, or giving you much kind of clarity on a situation. A lack of kind of, you feel like you're kind of the one doing all the work, or the one investing all the time, or the whatever it is. So there's some sort of imbalanced, one-sided energy there again, as well as the Six of Pentacles that came out earlier. Tell me about the Knight of Swords and why he's here for Leo. The Chariot in reverse, another synchronization, another confirmation of sort of needing to have some sort of control, discipline. Again, something slowing down, being delayed or blocked, but can also talk about going too quickly, impulsive, being careless, a lack of direction, a lack of control. So perhaps this is making you feel kind of out of control or out of balance with yourself. It's kind of not, you're lacking direction, because perhaps this is how much this is affecting you. Tell me about the Six of Swords and why it's here for Leo. The Two of Cups. So this could be to do with a love connection, a relationship connection. It can also be to do with the relationship that you have with yourself, especially if it's to do with the energy of kind of codependency here. You know, have the love that you give to yourself and the value you place on yourself, the partnership you have with yourself, and sort of looking after yourself and not depending on others to emotionally fulfill you, but doing that for yourself. And with regards to sort of love, connections, relationships, it could be with, you know, it could be about a connection, a relationship that is feeling very one-sided and unfair at the moment. You don't feel, or you feel like you're on your own in it, and you're not kind of feeling like you're on the same page. Or perhaps you're not kind of telling someone that that's how you're feeling. Kind of, you're meant to be in union, on the same page, in a partnership, but someone's feeling very unfairly treated here, or not kind of, they're putting in all the effort and someone's not really putting in the effort. And there's that World card. No, you've got the Wheel of Fortune and there's the World. So I'm not really sure, that kind of flipped out onto the floor, but I'm not sure if it, you know, it's another separate, another extra. So something is possibly feeling there's some sort of achievement here, or some sort of cycle, beginning, ending. I'll get to that in a moment. Tell me, now these cards are being a little bit flippant. Tell me about the Four of Cups and why it's here for Leo. There's that Emperor again. There's that Emperor. Taking the lead, being authoritative, making a decision here. Getting into your power, being disciplined. Could also be to do with a father figure, or a member of, you know, a masculine member of the family. Possibly there's some sort of issues there, or some sort of past issues that you kind of need to move on from. So let's clarify. I'm going to get a new deck a minute. I'm just getting heavy sort of synchronization here. So these are repeated messages. This is something that Spirit is telling you that needs to be kind of dealt with, resolved, because it's kind of that many synchronicities is, oh, it's kind of screaming at you that, you know, it needs to be resolved because it's having some sort of heavy effect on you, your life, or the momentum of your life. Tell me about Justice. It's here twice in reverse for Leo. What does Leo need to know? What's unbalanced? What's unjust? What's unfair? What is Justice trying to tell Leo? Seven of Wands in reverse. Feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, lacking in confidence, feeling defeated. Again, all things that are depleting possibly within yourself over this situation. It's defeating you, it's taking your power away, taking your inner confidence away, which is a great tragedy, especially for a Leo, or for anyone, but yeah. Strength in reverse. Why is it here for Leo? Ten of Cups in the upright. Perhaps this is a connection that you thought was, or it's to do with a connection that you thought perhaps was your Ten of Cups. Although I'm getting more that it's taken away your internal Ten of Cups, your internal happiness, and it's kind of just depleting you. It's taken away this inner joy, inner happiness, inner love, inner harmony. This inner feeling of bliss and contentment and alignment within yourself. Or that you, if this is a connection, that you perhaps see this or saw this as your happy ever after. Queen of Cups. Why is she here for Leo? Nine of Cups in reverse. Again, feeling dissatisfied, some emotionally unfulfilled, holding on to something, a possession, something that gives you some sort of status perhaps, or some sort of unhealthy attachment, feeling, possessiveness perhaps. Three of Pentacles. Why is it here in reverse energy for Leo? Two of Wands in reverse again. Fear, fear of the unknown, lack of direction, lack of planning, lack of progression, stuck, stagnant, not wanting to move forward because you fear the unknown. You don't know what's ahead. You can't and that's stopping you from moving forward, moving on, making a change. Chariot in reverse. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, he's good on his own. He's independent. He's happy. He's secure. He's, you know, he doesn't want or need for anyone. He's happy as Larry by himself. He's got everything he needs. He doesn't depend on anyone for anything else. He's grounded, he's stable, he's consistent, he's patient, he's completely balanced, completely grounded, completely stable, and I think possibly that's a kind of message or a hope, or perhaps that's a place you want to be at or get to or come back to. And the Ten of Cups as well, coming back to a place of alignment within yourself and kind of stable, solid within yourself, balanced, harmonious, happy within yourself. Tell me about the Two of Cups, why it's here for Leo. Three of Pentacles in reverse again. Again, that not working on the same team, not being on the same page, that kind of one-sided energy. Perhaps someone's a little bit shut off and not emotionally available, or not wanting to open their emotions, and it's leaving you in feeling in this place of stuckness because you're looking for some sort of closure here or some sort of input about something. Death in the reverse, and it's making you stuck. It's making you avoiding a transition here. Kind of lack of input, lack of closure, lack of fear of... It's just very, 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 very stuck. Very, very stuck. Tell me about the Emperor. The Emperor in reverse. And he just flipped out the Emperor in reverse. So possibly there's some sort of impulsiveness here, or lack of control, or something needs to stabilize here. Something needs to come back into harmony. Someone needs to come back into harmony, because they're kind of all over the place here. Completely all over the place. Very imbalanced, very kind of just stuck. I don't know how much more clarifying I'm going to do. Let me just clarify the world a minute. Why is the world here for Leo? Queen of Cups. Again, coming back to yourself, coming back to your heart space, coming back into alignment with yourself, being compassionate with yourself, you know, investing love into yourself, and just coming back to yourself, coming home to yourself. I keep getting that kind of quite strongly here. So I'm going to go a little bit more, and I might actually put these into their suits a minute, because I don't know, I just don't think I'm going to get much more clarification, but Seven of Wands in reverse energy. Why is it here for Leo? Four of Swords in reverse. No action or movement. Exhaustion. Feeling walked over. Feeling ghosted. Feeling restless. Feeling burnt out. It's just, the universe is screaming at you here. Or screaming at someone or some sort of situation. Ten of Cups. Why is the Ten of Cups here for Leo? The Emperor. Oof. You got some heavy Emperor energy here, Leo. Possibly dealing with I keep getting these energies of an older masculine, possibly a father figure. There could be some sort of childhood kind of wounds here, or you know, some sort of dependency issue here that needs to be worked through. Or you could, you know, there could be some sort of conflicts with a father figure, or you know, in your family perhaps, past or present. Or Nine of Cups. Why is it here in reverse energy for Leo? Two of Swords in reverse. Red flags. Blinded, confused, a warning. You know, it's following your intuition here, and the universe is kind of telling you to walk away from something, to let something go here, because no decision is damned if you do and damned if you don't. Like, you're not going to win here. It's time to let this go. Two of Wands in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. So again, emotional imbalance, or some sort of possible someone's emotionally unavailable here, or kind of manipulative, or playing with your emotions perhaps, or it's or repressed emotions, kind of withdrawn. I'm going to end up putting these into their suits. I just know it. This is going to go on for an hour, this reading, I think, guys. King of Pentacles. Tell me about the King of Pentacles. Eight of Cups in reverse. You could be dealing with someone here that's possibly emotionally unavailable, or very up and down in their emotions, and that kind of leaves you feeling stuck or looking for closure. If it is to do with the connection, someone that's a little bit wishy-washy in their feelings and actions and emotions, or dishonest or manipulative, someone that kind of plays on their authority here, someone that plays on emotions, or someone that's very kind of strong in their power, and they know it, and they don't always use it for the good of a situation, perhaps. Tell me about Death in reverse for Leo. Two of Pentacles in the upright. Back and forth. Back and forth, trying to balance, trying to keep yourself balanced, trying to keep a situation balanced, trying to bring balance, multitasking, dealing with or doing or feeling too many things at once, very up and down, kind of juggling energy. Perhaps this is someone that you're dealing with. Five of Swords. just came out in the reverse. Conflict, self-sacrifice. What are you giving up here? What are you sacrificing? What are you going round in circles in? Who keeps kind of, someone wins, wants their way, wants to win at all costs, wants what they want at all costs. But someone feels defeated. Tell me about the Emperor and why he's here so much for Leo. What is it about the Emperor that Leo needs to know? Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Not work. Yeah, it's like you're not seeing progression here. You're not seeing progress. You're kind of sticking with something or waiting around for something or someone, and you're not seeing progression here. You're not seeing, you're just going round and round in circles. Queen of Cups, why is she here? Page of Wands. Yeah. Someone that's possibly uncommittal. If it's to do with a connection, someone that's a bit of a lovable rogue, very kind of charming, very very alluring, very tempting, very kind of very in there. Yeah, a charmer perhaps, someone that gets you all fired up and then leaves you confused. Tell me about the Four of Swords, the Tower in reverse, delaying the inevitable, resisting a change and transformation that needs to happen. Something needs to break down in order to move on or build brand new, or just something here about, you know, just something needs to change and it's not changing, and but at some point it will have to, and if you don't, then the universe will do it for you in some way, shape or form. The Emperor, Nine of Cups. Again, emotional fulfillment. Perhaps something emotionally fulfills you in some ways, but leaves you very emotionally depleted in other ways. And it's deciding if that kind of, if what does make you happy makes you happy enough, or are you actually completely I'm getting such heavy conflicting energies here. Two of Swords, Three of Wands in reverse, restrictions, lack of progress, delays, feeling restricted, limited. Just, yeah, I'm not getting very, that's it. I think that's King of Cups. I'll do two more. King of Cups, Strength in reverse, Three of Swords in the upright. I mean, I could put these into their suits, and in fact, that's what I'm going to do. We're at nearly 45 minutes. I'm going to put these into their suits. One moment. Right, so after putting these into their suits, this is pretty much what it is. Something is complete here. Something has come full circle. Something is not progressing, not going any further than what it already is. You've got 1, 2, 3, hang on a minute, let me just reach over. You've got 4 Emperor cards here. 4 Emperor cards, upright and reverse. This is also about possessiveness, control, trying to control the outcome of a situation, or trying to control, not saying someone's trying to control you, or, I mean, that might be, but that's, I'm not going to go too deep into that subject, but this is about stubbornness, holding on, refusing to let go of something, refusing to move on from it, refusing to just refusing point blank to let something go here, even though you know it's not emotionally fulfilling you. This is also about fantasy, illusion, confusion, possibly seeing an outcome that's not there, or someone presenting some sort of ideal to you that possibly was a fantasy, someone that's possibly non-committal, emotionally detached, but very much in their fiery, passionate energy. Perhaps a casual connection that's leaving you feeling confused and imbalanced, but it's kind of very one-sided, very, very dependent, very toxic, I'm going to say. And it's quite heavy energy, so I'm going to leave it there, Leo. Only you can kind of deal with this, and dependent on how long you've been dealing with this, I mean, the universe is screaming at you here to do something, because it's really affecting you. It's leaving you in a not a great place at all. So I want to say good luck with it, Leo, but good luck with it. Best wishes. And only you can decide in what direction the wheel turns in your life, or if it turns at all. Regardless of where you stay, whatever situation you stay in, the wheel turns regardless. So are you going to go with it, or are you going to run against it and stay stuck? Or are you going to kind of find your inner emperor and deal with this and take back your power? That decision really ultimately is down to you. Take care, Leo.